Phineas and Ferb, 007, Chapter 17 Water Rising. The Alka squad was climbing up the air vent for hours now. Just a little further. We're almost there, Phineas replied exhaustedly. Eventually, Phineas sees the top of the air vent. I see the top of the air vent. Come on, team, let's go, Phineas replied excitedly. Phineas, Ferb, Perry, Ben, Meath, Red Baron jumped out of the air, vent, and landed on the floor in Professor Calico's facility. Phineas checked the digital map. Oh man, we're only on the 8th floor. We need to get to the 10th floor. Let's get going, Phineas replied, annoyed. The Alka squad continued walking. All of a sudden, a siren went off. Security alert, security alert. Phineas, Ferb, Harry, Ben, Mifu, Red Baron's eyes widened in fear. Oh nuts, we tripped the alarm squall, Red Baron shouted panically. Seconds later, the lights came on. They were in a blue empty room. This looks like the inside of a swimming pool, Phineas replied, confused. Suddenly, water started to spout out from the floor. That's because it is a pool, squall, Red Baron shouted panically. The room started to flood up fast. We got to get out of here. Phineas shouted panically. Phineas looked up and noticed an escape latch on the ceiling. Hey guys, look. There's an escape latch on the ceiling. We need to get up there, Phineas explained panically. Harry pulled out his grappling hook and shot it at the ceiling, but it didn't reach it. Harry jittered his teeth panically. The water was now knee-deep now. Harry waved at Mifu. Mifu nodded his hat. Harry then tossed a rope to Mifu. Mifu then began to climb up the walls with his sharp claws. Minutes later, Mifu reached the ceiling. Mifu was now underneath the latch, and he opened it. The water was now up to their necks. Hurry, throw down the rope. Before we drown, Phineas shouted panically. Mifu threw down the rope. Then you go up first. You're the heaviest and the strongest one, you can pull us up, squall, Red Baron replied. Ben began climbing up the rope. Mifu struggled to hold onto the rope. Ben reached the latch. All right, pull us up, Ben, Phineas shouted panically. Phineas, Ferb. Harry grabbed onto the rope. Red Baron flew up to the latch. Ben began to hold onto the rope. Phineas, Ferb, Harry began to climb up the rope quickly. Minutes later, half of the room was filled up with water. Eventually, Phineas reached the latch first. Then Ferb reached the latch. Harry was almost there. Suddenly, the rope snapped off. Phineas, Ferb, Ben, Meath, Red Baron's eyes widened in shock. Harry plummeted towards the water. Harry landed in the water, causing a splash. Harry, no, Phineas shouted panically. Phineas jumped out of the latch and landed in the water. Is that boy crazy, squall, Red Baron shouted panically. Seconds later, Phineas popped out of the water holding Harry. Red Baron quickly flew down with the rope. Grab on quickly, squall, Red Baron shouted panically. Phineas grabbed the rope. Red Baron pulled Phineas and Perry up to the latch. They landed. Phineas and Perry caught up water from their mouths. Harry, are you okay? Phineas asked worriedly. Harry jittered. He said, yes, thank you, Phineas, Red Baron replied. Oh, thank goodness you are all right, Perry. I thought I lost you there, Phineas replied happily. Harry jittered happily. He said, I thought I was too. I love you, Phineas, Red Baron replied happily. Phineas and Perry smiled at each other happily. They hugged each other lovingly.